Let's jump into this one. Am I wrong for divorcing my wife after she got an abortion? Let's see. So, for reference, as usual, the guy is 27 years old, the lady is 25 years old, and they've been dating for 4.5 years, and they've been married for 2 years. We discussed kids before marriage, and both agreed that we wanted kids. A couple of weeks after we got married, we started trying for a baby, and she got pregnant. But she was having doubts about kids at the time. We discussed it a bit, and she said she didn't feel ready yet. I didn't push back and let her make the decision since she's the one who is pregnant. 3 weeks ago, she got pregnant again. Oh, hold on. So it means the decision this time was probably taking out the baby. In this case, the first one, probably what she did. So 3 weeks ago, she got pregnant again. I was excited, but she still wasn't sure. She said she wanted to wait a little longer, and I tried asking her for a timeline, but she just said when she feels ready, she'll let me know. That's first up. Mind you, this is a married couple. Lesson number one already from this. One thing that happens is when you become one in marriage, it's no longer just your decision alone that pushes you towards acting. It's much more a collaboration. It's much more conversations you're having with your partner. It's much more the collective decisions people are coming. The compromise, you have to compromise because the other person has his desires, the other person has his wants, and you are both working. You're no longer working for the good of one person, but you're working for the good of the world. You're working for the good of the family at large. I will give you an example. It's not that, for example, you're married to your husband right now. Let's say you guys have moved and you're in a particular state, and all of a sudden you just get up and let's say even your job preferences, your job selection, it will be based on the fact that now you are old, now you're a couple. So I cannot just get up and go to another state and leave my husband over here or leave my wife over here. No, I need to have a whole conversation to see what are we willing to compromise or what are we willing to do. So the statement like, I'll let you know when I'm ready or anytime I feel ready is a very, very difficult one. Very, very. That's why if she still wants kids at all, and she gave me no answer where she said she doesn't know if she wants kids anymore, and she wouldn't elaborate. I didn't want to pressure her to do anything, but I told her that I want to have kids and that I need to rethink our relationship if this is the route she wants to go. She got the abortion, and I started the divorce proceedings a few weeks later. Some of our mutual friends are saying I was wrong to separate because of this, and she called me a few times sobbing. I really want to be with her, but having kids and starting a family is really important to me. And it feels like she's being too unsure and unclear with what she wants and has been stringing me along in the process. All right. The guy tries to clarify some things. Sorry, I should have clarified that the second time she got pregnant, we weren't actively trying, but she hadn't said she's ready after the first abortion. And also, I'm 100% pro-choice. I would never want anyone to be forced to give birth. All right, first things first. This guy has already outlined. Prior to these two people getting married, they already had a conversation about children. And she gave him the impression that, all right, I'm down. I will want to have kids. And most probably that was one of the things that would be, if it's that important to him to the point where he's eventually willing to divorce a woman whom he loves based on the fact that she's unsure of wanting kids now in the marriage, then it means that probably that conversation prior to getting married was a very, 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 very important conversation to have in terms of him being sure of what I would like to spend the rest of his life with this woman. So the woman says, oh yeah, I want to have kids. Then goes into the marriage, and instead of following through with what you want, eventually she's like, no. But the only thing I would say is this, conversations. That's why at the end of the day, one of the most important tools or the most effective tool is, as much as possible, having effective communication with your partner and being open and transparent, not giving vague responses like what is happening here. Because I don't see how as a husband you approach somebody, you're trying to have a whole conversation with your wife. And okay, when do you think, I think that's a very respectful approach. When do you think you will be ready? When do you think you'll be okay for you and you want to have kids? I don't know. Their response, I don't know. I'll tell you when I'm ready. That's brutal. I think that's brutal. But now let's jump into the comments and let's see what you guys have to say. Moshi Jones. Moshi says, no, you're not wrong at all. That's a real incompatibility. It's effing weird, though, that she wasn't actually trying for a baby when she didn't want one. I don't get it. But yeah, exactly. Okay, from a personal experience, gummy baby. From a personal experience, maternal mental health can be affected during pregnancy, not just in postnatal period. The pregnancy may have unexpectedly triggered some stuff. The first thing I want to say about this is we've had conversations. In no way should we try as much as possible to downplay how important it is or how hormones or hormonal changes could affect a person's mental state. 100%, I do believe they can affect a person's mental state. But getting to blame many decisions or many actions based on the fact that, oh, my hormones made me do it, oh, the hormonal changes made me do it, is in one way shifting responsibility, because the fact that every year you see having these hormonal changes, I'm not a woman, I don't know what this woman go through, but I've observed a lot of women after having pregnancies. I've observed people with even on period, the hormonal changes that happen on period. 100%, it's a major reason for people acting in a certain way. But the more we push towards all responsibility in terms of action, especially when big decisions or bad things are done, and you say, no, it's not me, it's the hormones that made me do it. Now, I think to a certain level there should be some certain control. It's the same way. How you feel if as a male, every single time probably you go out and you cheat, you're like, nah. My sexual drive made me do it. My drive is so high, I could not control it. That no lady who wants to take that as a response which should be entertained. The same way, that same standard should also be held with respect to the hormone changes. Now, in a situation like this, if you get pregnant, your hormones make you eventually take out the pregnancy without having a good and effective conversation with your husband. Remember this story, she's not even giving the husband an indefinite time or when she wants to have kids. So what? The hormones may not do it? No. I don't really think so about that particular comment. All right, one more comment. The environment view says, yeah, definitely you're not wrong. This relationship is not going to work. You both want different things, but just end it. Move on then. Find someone that actually does want what you want. I not wanting kids is okay. But what's not okay is her stringing you along with no answers and shitty communication just to keep you with her. Exactly. I do 100%. Not 100%. I do agree. It's the same thing which I was just highlighting. But this is the only thing I'll say. As much as possible, who needs majority of this advice here is the lady. The man we've already seen to a certain extent is very patient and is waiting to see when she's ready, but she's giving him no response. Now, you as a lady, you already understood what you were getting into in terms of you were getting into a marriage with somebody who wants kids. You have to compromise. You will have to compromise and give this man a definite answer in terms of when you think you will be available or when you think you'll be ready to have his kids. Now, when that time comes, you actually follow through with the time frame which you gave him. And if he's okay with the time frame, then that's great. But one major lesson here is this. As much as possible, sometimes as a lady, you might want to, or even as a man, you might want to lie while you're in a marriage or in a dating phase to another person just to get to him or her towards tying the knot. It's not, those lies, not the best way to start the relationship, not the best way to start a marriage. If you can't entertain something and you believe you won't be able to entertain it now, don't think you're eventually going to entertain it in the marriage. If you're not compatible, or if it is a particular value, a particular behavior which you know you will not be able to entertain, which you know you'll not be able to adapt to, then as much as possible, bounce out from that before eventually you get into something which you will not be able to control. Alright, that's it for today. Drop your comments. Was this guy wrong for divorcing his wife who got an abortion? All right, till next time. Big ups.